We're starting to get a look at the damage left behind from the Mosquito Fire. It's already burned through this area in Placer County. We're on Michigan Bluff Road, and we're starting to see the trail of destruction. Some of the things you will find are charred cars like these, also burned down homes. Now, this area is under a mandatory evacuation order. There are a number of them, such as Foothill, Todd Valley, as well as Volcanoville. And this fire has proven to be incredibly unpredictable, showing erratic fire behavior, which is why authorities are telling us that if you live in one of these zones, even in a warning zone, to heed those warnings and to get out before it's too late.
People sometimes want to stay and protect their properties. I get that. That's our job. Now, I understand that some people think they can do it better, which is their opinion. However, if they stay, that could potentially turn into a rescue.
This fire doubled in size since overnight, and what's adding to this challenge are just the conditions. Extremely steep terrain. Fire has been jumping up these canyon areas, which is making it very difficult, also inaccessible to get bulldozers in these areas, which is why it's so important for families to get out and not be in the way of crews who are trying to put out these flames. Another challenge, really low humidity, and also the hot temperatures and dry conditions not making this firefight any easier for those on the fire lines.
Bridget, thank you very much for that. So this weekend, lower temperatures, that's good. We were just talking about how lucky we'd been with the lack of big fires. Even last week we were mentioning this.
Right. You know, it's all fine until it isn't, right?
Exactly.
And this is a very unfortunate thing. And hopefully, you know, with her story highlighting, you know, this is a sparsely populated area, but people live there.
Yeah.
We heard from a lady earlier that she doesn't have insurance.
No.
Her whole life is in that home.
Most people don't up there.
Exactly. Difficult to get or very, very expensive. Too expensive really to get anyway. So let's go ahead and get on into our smoke forecast. This became the story basically for everybody by this morning because it always starts off small and then it starts to spread out. You give it a couple days and then many more locations start to get into the really nasty stuff. Not just where the fire is, but it starts to move up and down the hill. Yesterday, Truckee South Lake Tahoe got nailed. They had falling ash all the way up till this morning. And then now at the moment, within the last hour, it sort of collected down at the lower foothills, right in that zone when you start to go up the hill, so to speak. Once you get by basically Newcastle, it starts to get really smoky. Some of this is still extending all the way across the valley, but it's elevated, it's over your head, so it's not as big of a deal until it starts to descend in the middle of the night because it gets heavier and it just falls out by gravity. Now, with that said, we're going to see a lot of changes in the wind that may be beneficial and it may be bad. First of all, anytime you add wind to a big fire, that's not good. It's going to fan the flames. It's going to really give it a lot more energy and move it into new directions and new terrain. However, since this is coming in from the ocean, it's a little bit different. It has higher humidity, and it's also going to blow smoke and haze from some areas. So this might actually create new opportunities for aircraft to actually see where they want to get to drop whatever they're going to drop on the fire. So there's, again, it's an hour by hour situation, the benefits and some of the downsides of what the wind is going to do with the fire as well as with the smoke. With that said, big fight here as it's going up the side of the canyon and getting to the ridge where Forest Hill is. That's basically where the fight is. We also have more areas that are of concern. And then also when it jumped the river to the south, there's some big concern there as well. So we'll go ahead and bring it back to you. While I've got the 10-day coming up as well as another look at Tropical Storm K affecting San Diego.